It's over. I am now a divorced woman. Feel like it's like someone punched me in my stomach, in my gut, and just like took my air out of my body. And there's this sadness inside of me that like it's going to somehow affect our grandchildren and generations to come, and I just hate that, I hate that.
Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, we have a video here from Talk That Thought of a 50-something-year-old woman deciding that, you know what, now is a good time to end her marriage. Now is a good time to divorce her husband. And like many of these other older women, she instantly turns out to regret it. So guys, let's just jump right in. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
After 4.5 long years, it is finally over. It's over. I am now a divorced woman. And I knew when this happened and when I got the final word, I knew I would have different emotions, and I tried preparing for them. But I don't know how you actually prepare for it, because what I feel like is like someone punched me in my stomach, in my gut, and just like took my air out of my body. Oh. And I'm not crying over the fact that we're no longer together. I'm crying over the fact that none of it should have happened like it happened. And there's this sadness inside of me that like it's going to somehow affect our grandchildren and generations to come, and I just hate that, I hate that.
Isn't it funny, guys, how when you have these people sitting here crying in their car, saying how that, they wish things were different, that it's never actually sadness for losing the man, right? Losing the person who's supposed to be the love of their life, the person who they're supposed to be with until death do us part. No, you see, the regret comes when she loses other things, right? When the divorce didn't turn out the way that she thought it would. Too many times, guys, you have women who get divorced, and then it turns out that they can't get custody, or they can't get the money that they thought that they were going to get from the guy. They don't end up getting the house. And those are the pieces that they regret. Now, I'm not saying that this woman is regretting those pieces specifically, but it is very funny how she hasn't said that she regrets losing the man, right? The person who she's supposed to love forever.
And generations to come, and I just hate that, I hate that. And God, I wish I hated him. Oh my gosh, I wish I hated that man. But I don't hate him. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, but I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. I'm scared. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I'm going to leave my home that I've been in for 20 years.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. We're scared because we're losing something else. We're not scared of losing the man. We're not scared of, not being with the person who we've been with for a very long time, assumedly. No, we're scared of losing the house. We're scared of losing the things. We're scared of losing the possessions. And this is why a lot of modern men don't want to get married. Hell, you don't even have to be a modern man, excuse me. This is why men in general do not want to get married. Okay, because oftentimes they are simply seen as resources, a person to bail her out of debt, or to provide her with a house, or somebody to give her kids who she then goes on, to take. It's very funny how this works, where marriage and these long-term relationships have basically just turned into, what can I get from the man? And then if we don't get what we want from the guy, now we become incredibly upset. And then at the same time, we wonder why when we go back out into the dating market, dudes don't want to marry us anymore. Dudes don't want to, you know, go through the hoops of having these long-term relationships. Oh, how come guys only use me for fun? How come this? How come that? And then you look at the way that they treat men, and, you know, things start to like make a little bit more sense.
And rebuild a life that wasn't supposed to be alone. It was supposed to be with him. But don't get confused. Do not get confused. My life is good and I am blessed. But it's still hard. Rebuilding your life at 51 years old. Trying to find a place to live. Probably relocating to a new city or a new state. It's a lot. But I'm going to do this. You just watch and see. I'm going to be better than ever. I've got this.
Guys, I will say it one more time for the people at the back. Do not feel sorry for these internet crying women. They are not victims, and in most cases, they are actually the perpetrators. And I will prove it to you in this next clip that will show you how her ex-husband saved her from these streets with her 5 kids. But the thanks he got was a divorce. Let's watch.
Okay, if we are going to be completely honest, we knew. We knew pretty early on who they really were. They showed us. And I know this for a fact because people can't hide their true colors for a long time. I mean, I have to be completely honest with myself, which I don't enjoy doing, because then I have to see all my faults and all of the things that I did that led up to the end of my marriage, the breakup of relationships, and that's the hard part. But I'm going to do the hard part because I'm not going to continue this pattern. I've had this pattern my whole entire life, and I refuse to continue. So from now on, instead of talking so much about what happened or what was done, as I like to say, maybe to me, which makes me sound like a victim, and I'm not. I am going to focus on my role in things and what was broken inside of me that allowed the things to happen. I knew not to get married. Pretty long time ago, knew not to do this, but I did it anyway. Why? Fear? Yeah. What were my fears? Afraid of being alone. I was a single mom with 5 children.
And there it is. There's the bingo. Okay? The reason why this woman got married, guys, is not because she loved the man. It's because she needed somebody to take her and her 5 children to Lord knows how many baby fathers in. She needed a place to stay. She couldn't work a job and also look after 5 children, So what's she going to do? She's going to go out there and rather than fix her relationship or have gotten with a good guy, in brackets S, guys, originally, she's going to go along and find some guy that she can sucker for resources. Now, what happens? She goes out there, she does that, she finds some simp to look after her kids, okay, to give her a house, and then when they're nice and grown up, she divorces him and leaves him.
It's an evil world we live in.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode. That's what happens, right? Because this guy was never anything more than resources to this woman. And you expect, and she can leave, right? Because she feels like it. Guess what, guys? You can have a woman like this. Women in general, they can go out there, they can marry men. And they can leave men because of quote unquote irreconcilable differences and file for divorce under that. And they can leave because they feel like it. Empowerment, really empowered, really strong and empowered of you, madam.
And here came this man that I thought was going to rescue me and save me. And he did, actually. He did. But the problem was, by allowing that to happen, I put my whole being into this man. And I was no longer myself anymore. So,
translation, she wasn't attracted to him. That's it. She didn't like the guy because of any other reason other than the resources he provided. So she used him for those things. And now she's crying in her car when she gets the divorce. Ma'am, you don't deserve the house. Dudes will go out here and they will get with women like this. And it makes me so sad to see how men will go through such effort and lengths because they don't respect themselves. If a dude respects himself, he wouldn't be looking after a woman and her 5 kids to Lord knows how many men.
I have been spending the last few years trying to figure out who the hell I am, why I do the things that I do. It's not fun.
This woman is 51 years old, and she is still talking about trying to find who the hell I am, why I do the things I do. This is how fucked up modern women mindset is. They claim to know nothing about their lives. Meanwhile, all they know is to break their families by divorcing their husbands. This is not about finding herself. This is just about being free to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, with absolutely no responsibility. On top of everything, she admitted being the bad parent, and she also admitted being a controlling bitch. Check it out.
I really don't think I would describe me personally as a shit parent, because I don't even know what a shit parent is. I would say I was more like a mentally unstable, controlling bitch.
I mean, that pretty much wraps it up better than I could say. I want to take it back here for a second, guys, before we continue. Okay, where she's talking about crap like trying to find herself. Anytime you hear people say this, I just completely tune out. Because really, when women say this crap, when you have these girls jump on TikTok and say, oh, I'm trying to find myself, it's a very poor justification for going out there and being promiscuous again. That's all that it means. I need to find myself. And what they do is they find themselves in bed with a bunch of other random men. They just find themselves in bed with other dudes. That's the translation of the whole thing. And you got to love how she says, oh, I'm not a victim, but she certainly positions herself like the victim. Why do I do the things that I do? I felt trapped. I was just trying to find myself. An absolute load of garbage. This woman did not deserve the spot in this man's life. Absolutely not. And see, there's no consequences for women that do this, guys. There really isn't. They can go out here, they can get married to these dudes, take the dudes for all of their money, and for what? They can leave whenever the hell they feel like because of irreconcilable differences. That law, as far as I understand, where women were able to leave because of whatever reason they felt like, was brought in under the guise of trying to help women that were being used, to allow women to leave relationships that were not very good. I can't really go into it on YouTube. But what actually ended up happening is that was only a very, very small fraction of women, but that has since been used to just leave relationships whenever they want and completely ruin men's lives and completely ruin families. Well done. Really, really empowering work there, guys, Fantastic stuff. And it's also the government doesn't have to pay for the kids, by the way. So what they do is they force the men to pay out all of the resources so the government doesn't have to screw with this sort of thing.
She also admitted being a controlling bitch. Check it out.
All right, so let's continue on to the next bit.
But we all know that they are truly miserable behind closed doors. All they are trying to do is to scare and lead younger women astray, instead of teaching younger women the mistakes they've made so that the younger ones can make better decisions. They prefer to lie to them because they are jealous of them. And I will illustrate that to you in the next clip, where she is trying to scare the younger women who are showing interest in dating her ex-husband.
This is a message to the one who will be moving in after I move out. First, let me start by saying congratulations. you're going to move into a beautiful home. It does need some work. It has to have the roof replaced and some things like that. And he's going to do that for you because he wants to impress you. When I moved in, we did all kind of stuff. But I just need you to know that every room in this house is going to have a memory of me. It is. I hope you don't have a hard time with that. Like y'all's.
This woman is crazy. I have to pause it here before she even continues with this, okay? The fact that she's sitting here recording a video on, I believe this is probably TikTok. Again, very creepy to me that women in their 50s are using platforms like TikTok, but hey, it is what it is. This woman is recording a video to the future girlfriend of her ex-husband. What an absolute psychopath. What an absolutely crazy woman. Right? And this is the kind of behavior, guys, that just makes me sit here and just start rubbing my eyes because it just makes me tired. You know, it makes me lose faith in the human race seeing this garbage. This woman is just clinically insane. This guy, unfortunately, was probably married to this woman for a long time. I assume that the divorce that she was taking a very long time, but maybe they were actually together for more than 4.5 years. I'm not too sure. I would like to say that this guy dodged a bullet, but it seems like he was with her for way too long.
Bedroom that you're going to share? We did so many things in that bedroom. Oh my gosh, stuff I can't even talk about on TikTok or I will get thrown off. And if you want to go from that room into another one and think you're going to make that y'all's bedroom, we did it in there too. Every room of this house, every room, kitchen, dining room, living room, game room. That pool table will support a lot of weight, a lot more than you might think. And I'm not saying this to be petty. I'm just saying you just need to understand that a lot of memories were made here. A lot of memories. And so, yes, you can paint it. It's going to need new painting and some new floors and stuff and make new memories, but just don't be surprised if the memory of me pops up in his mind occasionally. And the pool, oh my gosh, you are going to love that pool this summer. However, if you've got a problem of us being, you know, in that pool, you'll have to get him to dig you a new one. Yeah.
Honestly, all this woman is doing is, number one, making herself look crazy. And number two, she's just advertising the features of the house to future women, by the way. Like, you think other women are going to care about this? Like, seriously, think about this for a second. Women are attracted to men who already have women. So when you sit here and you start, you know, saying that he used to be with you, and then you start going on about, all they're hearing is like, yep, pool, okay, yep, how many, oh, it has multiple bedrooms, fantastic. He's going to work on the roof, fantastic. They're just going through and saying, that, you know, that guy sounds a little bit interesting. Videos like this are just free advertisement to men, by the way. When you have women jump on here and complain about men, it never really works out the way that they think it's going to work out because women chase men who have other women. So good luck with this approach. Again, I have to say this once again. This woman is clinically insane, I swear to you. I don't know how this man managed to put up with this woman and 5 children at the same time that weren't even his own, but he has some mental fortitude that I don't quite understand.
Diving board on there too. But the slide? Oh, no, girl, you're fine with that. We were too big to go down the slide, so no. Oh, but the boat that you're going to enjoy this summer? Memories.
Yeah, see, she just doesn't want... She actually... She's sad because she's losing access to all of these things. She's losing access to the pool table. She's losing access to the pool. She's losing access to the table. She's losing access to the boat. She doesn't care about the man at all. That's not what the man was there for. The man was there so that, you know, she could have someone look after her. Disgusting.
That you're going to enjoy this summer? Memories.
You can clearly see how bitter this woman really is. She tries so hard to put on a facade, but it is just not working. The next clip will show you that since she divorced her husband, she keeps posting videos of her being sad while trying to convince her audience that she will be fine.
You know, I spend a lot of time by myself, and I'm not usually lonely. I enjoy my own company. But today's been different. The last couple of days have been different. And I just have to shake this off. I have to get through this. And I will. I always do. But I let my guard down. And I knew better. Won't make that mistake again. Lesson learned.
This is the real-life reality of these divorced women. Their lives are sad, but they always pretend to be happy on the internet. While her ex-husband is being pursued by young, hot girls, she is here trying to convince herself that she made the right choice by divorcing her husband.
And you know what else is funny about this video? I don't know if you guys caught it here, but I'm pretty sure she also if you read between the lines of what she just said, I think she went out there, she tried to get with a dude, she hooked up with him, and then realized that he didn't want to commit to her. Absolutely hilarious stuff. You see, when women get to this age and then they try and date again, especially after being divorced or having children and this sort of thing, what they come to realize very quickly is that men don't want to commit to them. Right? And what ends up happening is we get a series of videos trying to shame men, calling men, you know, children and immature, and they just behave like they behaved when they were in their early 20s and all this crap because men don't want to commit to women like this. And why would you, you know? If the situations were reversed here, okay, and men were going out here ruining these lives and extracting resources from women in family courts and things like this, you know, the situation would be the same sort of thing, right? That you wouldn't expect women to go out here and marry dudes if dudes are just taking all their resources and taking their kids and stuff like this. But of course, men are expected to, right? It's the man's fault. And guys, she says, again, at the very start of this video, she tries to position herself by saying, I'm not the victim. But I mean, she's sitting here, look at this, recording herself crying in her car like an absolute lunatic. Once again, I don't know how this man was able to put up with this woman for such a long time. There are so many dudes who are dating women or who are married to women that I just don't understand how that relationship could possibly function given how clinically insane these women are. That's one of my new favorite phrases on these episodes, guys. Clinically insane. Because that's what a lot of them are. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.